is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Have I considered hiring an editor? So let me respond to that saying there was one point when I was at the height of my popularity. So we're talking, 2011, 2012, only a year or two removed from being out of my office job. And I still had contact with some of the people back then who I was doing that office job. And one of them, actually, I was still friendly with. And it was a girl from the office. And she was like, wow, I just checked out your YouTube channel. Holy shit, it's like huge. I was like, yeah, hundreds of millions of views. This is pretty wild. I'm making tons of money and everything. And she actually asked me, she said, if you ever have work, could I work for you? Because, she had stayed at the helicopter company and things were falling apart there. And I was like, maybe you could be the person who uploads my videos, who titles the videos, who does thumbnails or something. I was actually considering doing something like hiring a person or two. I told you guys this in Connecticut. I mean, this is a million years ago now. I told you I was considering actually renting out office space. And the office would be where I go, like a 9-to-5 job every day. I go in there, I got my setups going, I can sit down, I can record, I can upload right there, right? Leave it going. Have employees who are there, who are covering things like the social media aspect of the business, who are posting up schedules, who are uploading the videos. Because back then, it wasn't as easy as today. It was actually significant work to upload videos to YouTube back in the day. Today, it's very simple because they've simplified it.
Oh my god, he's drinking Wendy's chili.
And then, talking about expanding. If I had my own studio, my own office, my own set of employees, right? Now maybe I could do even bigger and better things. I told you guys I had aspirations to have a news show where I had a news desk with like a green screen behind me, excuse me, a backdrop green screen where I would have like things behind me and I would be like a newscaster once a day, put out like a 10-minute news show talking about video game news and stuff like that. These were all ideas I had when I was at the height of my popularity. They never really came to fruition. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. This is how you don't play. I kid you not. That was the beginning of the end of all of that for me. Once that video series alone turned me from being a prominent, respected content creator into a joke on the internet. And it became, instead of we like Phil and his content, it's we make fun of Phil and his content.
Dark side Phil the lol cow.
Lol cow. And after that, that's when all the different declines and things started happening. And, what else can I do? It all just kind of went poof over the years. And it just got worse and worse. Every time there was another troll who would mess with my livelihood and do things and do illegal things to me, it all just compounded worse and worse. But yeah, no, that was my intention. At one point, I was actually going to rent out office space and have workers there who I was going to hire and pay to do work for me because I could afford it back then. I had all these aspirations, man. I did. This is something I wanted to do, and it just never worked out. Why did I stop watching wrestling? I just got tired of it. It was too exhausting. There was too much to watch to keep up with it. And quite frankly, there was no real motivation to do so. When I had the running commentary show Smart Guys, even on weeks when I felt, it's not that interesting, at least there was a reason to do it because I had a show talking about it, and it was kind of my job to do so. Once that went away, within a couple of years, I just didn't care that much about it anymore. It's all right to watch, but I'd much rather do other stuff. I would much rather right now watch stuff from HBO Max, Amazon Prime, things I've been completely left out of the loop with for years and years. I would much rather watch that and review that stuff than care about pro wrestling. Quite frankly.
Oh my god, he's drinking piss.
Disco says, some people say bad exposure is good exposure, but probably not the case with This Is How You Don't Play. Here's the difference. Here's the difference, okay? Let's say, for example, there is a celebrity, a actor, that gets a bad reputation, correct? But they continue to get work. Well, guess what? They'll continue to make money, they'll continue to be successful, as long as people continue to see them. Even if you don't like that person for their personal life, sometimes you'll still go see them in a movie, right? With This Is How You Don't Play, literally, they take my content, they edit it in a way that creates fair use, and essentially, they make it into a transformative work that's toxic and negative, so they're protected legally to make that content, but now, it encourages people to not actually check out my own content. Imagine if, I don't know. Well, let's talk about Robert Downey Jr. He used to be someone with the worst reputation. Absolutely worst reputation, right? He was known as the guy who was a druggie. He was horrible, getting into crimes and things. All kinds of messed up stuff, correct? But then he kind of had a resurgence of his career. But imagine if when he was trying to resurge his career, all his movies were all over the internet, pirated, just to make fun of him for free. Now, that didn't happen. Why? Because you can't do that with movies. With movies, you get sued, you get shut down with copyright claims, right? But because I'm a YouTuber, my stuff's not really protected, and therefore, everyone was able to rip my content for free, and essentially...
What happened was all the people who used to like me turned into a hate mob because it was more fun to become toxic and hate on me, which was possible to do on YouTube because there was no protections against it, than to like me.
And it became this group, almost cultish mentality of people. It's fun to hate on Phil because he...
The lolcow of the gaming community.
Is very susceptible to it. It hurts him concretely. We can see the actual net results of the things we're doing that hurt him, and we enjoy that, seeing that pain. We like seeing him writhe in pain. And so they would keep twisting the knife as much as they could. And it destroyed my business because I had no protection against it. You know, again, there's a difference. When you get to a certain height level of popularity, you're immune to that kind of stuff. I was never immune to that kind of stuff. I always was susceptible to it. You know, I was in that earlier group of popular gaming YouTubers. I never reached that height of immunity. So once they started stealing my content and editing it into nasty, toxic stuff, people would watch that instead of the raw stuff. So now my views are going down for the actual unedited content that's fair, and the unfair, slanderous just went exponentially up. It's messed up that YouTube ever allowed it to happen, but... Right?
I'm the villain. I'm the guy who did it wrong. I'm the victim complex guy. Guys, I'm going to be around for about another 10 minutes or so. So last chance, you want to ask me some questions, or if you could support the stream in any way, I would really appreciate it. As you know, this is was supposed to be my only gameplay stream for today. I would appreciate it if you could support in any way. Thank you. Oh my God, he's drinking cherry juice.
Here, I will just say this, and I'll move on, but the most hilarious, unfair, completely unqualified criticism I've gotten over the years. You can say, originally when I was a Let's Player, my gameplay was inferior. I blamed the game. I blamed the game developers too much. I had ridiculous, over-the-top, risque commentary that was sexual and had to do with race and shit like that. I would argue all of that criticism is correct. All of it. You could say I was obstinate, I was immune to change and things like that. I will actually agree with you there, okay? All these things have been discussed, you know, ad nauseum in the documentaries and things that I've already responded to. But the one criticism that's the absolute most hilarious is that, oh, see, over the years, you're just a beggar now. It's like, hold on. Hold on a second here, all right? My history is directly dependent on the history of people hating on me and ruining my very successful business. Until people actively stole my content to make This Is How You Don't Play, and basically ruined the ability for people to enjoy my raw content because it became make fun of Phil because it's toxic or you're not in the in crowd, right? That's what ruined the business.
But Evil AJ, oh my God. Evil AJ versus DsP, a US ranked player at EVO 2005. Talk about a fucking loser trying to get attention. Playing a fucking random ass online match and he hypes it up like it means something. What an ass.
And then illegal activities over the years, like false copyright strikes, right? Things like that ruined the channel. So number one, you ruined my popularity by making me fun to hate. Then, for the people that were left who were still enjoying the content for what it was, you ruined the popularity of the channel by breaking the law. So you systematically ruined my business. So you say, well, now you beg too much. Well, I never did until you ruined my business. You understand? I was fine. I didn't have a Patreon. I didn't have people donating via PayPal and Super Chats. None of that existed. I didn't need it. You ruined my business. It wasn't me. Yes, there was plateauing. Yes, there was a decline. But the business wasn't ruined overnight by my actions. It was literally ruined by the actions of hateful people against me. If you didn't do those things to turn public opinion against my content, to actually make it so that my YouTube channel was kicked out of the algorithm so no one would see my content suggested anymore. If those things didn't happen, DsP Gaming never would have shrunken the way that it did. I wouldn't have abandoned the channel for several years to be a full-time streamer on Twitch, and I certainly would have changed my business model to now be reliant solely on the viewers, which you call e-begging. You created the situation, and now you don't like it. You're to blame. Look in the fucking mirror. I wasn't like this until you ruined the other whole successful business I had. And you're all immune to it because you all hid behind the internet in anonymity because little pussies you are. You know? But that's the most unfair criticism I get. The e-begging thing, listen, you can say it's too much, it annoys the viewers. That, okay, that I can change. But just to say, oh, you rely on others for your income. It's like, and? You created the monster. Now you don't like the monster. You created the Frankenstein, and now the Frankenstein's destroying the village, choking the villagers, and burning everything down, and you're pissed about it. Oh, I don't like that. He's like that. You made me like that. I didn't used to have to do that. I didn't have crowdfunding until you destroyed my profitability on DsP Gaming. You're an idiot. And you can't live with yourself. Because, you can't live with your consequences of your own actions. That's really the truth about these mobs of internet trolls. They absolutely will not be held accountable for their own actions. It's the ultimate hypocrisy. You have to hold Darkside Phil fully accountable for every single thing he ever said and done. But God forbid we ever have to look at ourselves and look at what we did to him and for 1 second say, oh, hell yeah, he actually was successful until we ruined everything for him. So, they don't want, no, they can't do that. It's ultimate levels of hypocrisy. And they won't ever, ever address that in a rational fashion because it destroys their whole arguments against me. You see?
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. Gin is great.
Hardwater, I completely agree with you. He did a super chat, says, stop talking about this. Move forward with your life. I have. You can't change what has happened. You're right. You can only change what will happen from now on. Yes and no. I can try, but when you have a hate mob following you, literally around the internet, consistently trying to destroy anything positive that you say or do around your own self or your business, there's not much you can do. I feel like all I can do is I can control what we're doing right here. That's what I can control. Like, literally, right here, this is it. And sadly, the nonsense continues outside of the stream. And I can't control the nonsense. I can't do anything about it. They will continue with their narratives. It's funny because I'm about to be on the Side Scrollers podcast this week. So Stuttering Craig knows about me because he knew me as a G1, an original fan of his old business, screwattack.com, from the mid-2000s. He also knows of me as a YouTuber from the 2013 era when I appeared at his gaming convention, Screw Attack Gaming Convention, 10 years ago. He hadn't given me a thought since then, but when he was trying to restart his podcast, he said, oh, that's an interesting name. Let me get him on the show. Immediately when he announces I'm on the show, the hate begins, right? I didn't do that. I didn't even mention I was going to be on the show. That's the haters. You understand that? That's not me. I didn't create that situation, Hardwater. They did. They're the ones who continue the nonsense, right? So now here's a bunch of outsiders who know absolutely, positively nothing about me. And they just wanted to have me on the show because it sounded like I'd be a fun guest, right? Instead, now it can't be a normal show for them. It has to be an interrogation show because the haters have bombarded them so much with negativity about me that now if they don't do that, you know what I'm saying? They're just going to be attacked nonstop. What is that? So Hardwater, it's funny because you say, you can only change what will happen from now on. No, I can't. I can't. I feel like, sadly, the only thing I can control is right here in this chair. Anything that happens on the periphery outside of this chair, I can't control. It's a narrative created by a mob of really messed up people, right? I can't just go on Side Scrollers like a normal guest, like I should have the right to, and have fun with a bunch of guys who are all like-minded about games because these idiots have to ruin everything and turn it into it's all about them. Because ultimately, it's the truth. When you really think about it, was it about me? Did I demand that all this drama happen or whatever? I was going to be just a normal guest on that show. But then they made it about them. But what about our agendas? What about our questions? What about our demands? Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Why do we have to answer to you? Right? I mean, in reality, that's really what it should have been. Why does anyone have to answer to you? You're a bunch of nobodies. No one cares about you. A bunch of hate mongers on the internet, a bunch of little fucking nitwits, right? I don't care. I don't sit here and answer to them. I certainly don't, right? I don't. But, see what I mean? Like, you say, oh, you have the ultimate control. No, I don't. The only thing I can control is what's right here on in this chair, on this channel, or I guess on DsP Reacts. That's it. I sadly can't really reach out to anything else. I have no control over the disgusting hate cloud out there around me. I don't even hear it. I literally, if I had not paid attention, I wouldn't even know what was going on. I don't care. I want to just do my own thing. They continue on with the nonsense themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. Yes.
Again, here we go again, Hardwater. Hardwater did another super chat saying that I'm playing the victim. Who is playing a victim? Did I sit here, do I sit here all day on stream and just whine about the haters? I never mentioned them. It's only when people bring them up. I literally don't talk about them. I don't care about them. At all. This is a situation, people are talking about the podcast this week. This is a situation, this was controlled and created 100% by the haters. Those guys from Side Scrollers didn't create the situation. I didn't create the situation. Right? What are you talking about? Who's playing the victim? Every day I come out here, I ignore them, and I do my own positive thing all day, every day. How is that playing a victim? I don't think you even understand what the term means if you think I'm playing a victim. Really? No. You want to know who plays a victim? The people who lean into the loud cow. Oh, woe is me. Give me money because I'm hated on all day, every day. How many times have I told you guys? Do not support me at all. because of the haters. Support me because you like me, and you like my content, and you want this to continue.
Oh, everyone, please contribute so we can really stick it to those trolls tonight and make them upset. This vest is now a symbol of all of us who never give up, who basically say no matter what gets thrown against us in life, we're going to persevere through it. We're going to say fuck you to the haters, and we're going to be successful no matter what. That's what this has become. That every day now, it's another win against those heads.
If you like these changes that I've been making recently to make stuff better, if you like the idea that I have a whole new channel dedicated to React style content based on your feedback, support me for that. Do not support me because of the hate thrown against me on the internet. I don't want that. I want earned support. How can you say that's a victim's mentality? You're an idiot. It doesn't even make sense. It's a complete nonsensical thing you've said. So thanks for the super chats, but that was the dumbest statement I think I've heard in a long, long time. Seriously. What? Just listen to this. Okay, this is very funny. Hardwater did another super chat. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X didn't complain about being victims. They tried to fix the world they live in. Look in the mirror. You're comparing my situation as an internet content creator, all right, being harassed by a hate mob for 10 years, to the plight of an entire race of people who were enslaved, mistreated, and treated like second class. Not even second class. They were lower than that, the way they were treated by society. You're going to actually actively compare those two things like they're equivalent. You are more. That's tremendous stupidity. Wow. I don't think I've heard something as stupid as that on my streams before. What the heck? Wow. Vacuous empty-headedness. Yikes. You actually think I would try to make that comparison? You are, wow, yowza. In fact, you know what? How about this? I'm going to help you. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Just so you don't make another stupid super chat that embarrasses you further, I'm just going to ban you now. So now we don't have to see them anymore.
Banned. Gone. Forever.
Because that was really bad. That was impressively bad. Wow. That was, hooey. Yikes.
All right, guys. Let's call it a night. People are still tagging me now. We got to get out of here, man. We got to get out of here. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A. Thanks to those who chilled and supported. Thanks to those who asked questions and let it happen. It was fun.
Thank you, guys. All right. All right, everyone. That is it. Tomorrow, what are we doing? We're doing Wolong. Oh, boy. I can't wait for more Wolong. Let me tell you guys. I'm just very excited. I mean, couldn't be more excited about more Wolong tomorrow. As you know, I'm really just enjoying this game to the fullest. Best game I've played in years. So ridiculously original, inspiring, well-polished. I don't think I can say anything more opposite of how I truly feel here. But yeah, tomorrow's Wolong on the first stream. I hope you guys will join me for that. It's the only gameplay stream I'm doing, okay? So tomorrow we're doing, the Level 1 podcast followed by Wolong. So I hope that you'll be here tomorrow if you can for that.
I love Hulk Hogan's dick. I love the red meat, alright? There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Still has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.